This is the week of October 5th through the 12th, and the Nightfall this week is the Hollowed Lair. The weapons this week are the Uzume RR4 sniper rifle, as well as the Plug One fusion rifle. This is going to be a guide with everything you need to know if you're trying to farm these weapons this week, including what champion mods to bring, what shields you'll need to break, and we'll also go over what exotic weapons I recommend. So without further delay, let's get into it. Now first things first, as with every week in Nightfall Ordeals, it will determine which difficulty you play on, dependent on if you have a team or not. Of course, you can do the Adept or the Hero versions if you do not have a team. There is matchmaking. However, if you're going to be doing Legend, Master, or Grandmaster, you will need to have a fire team set up previously. If you're trying to get the best drop chance for these weapons to drop, of course you'll want to do the higher difficulty. However, the sweet spot I think seems to be in the Legend difficulty. This week is double Nightfall drops, so if you do get one of them to drop, there's a good chance you might get two, or you might get Ascendant Shards or Enhancement Prisms along with a weapon. For example, I chose to do it on the Hero difficulty, and I actually managed to get two Enhancement Prisms, an exotic, as well as an Uzume to drop. So even farming the lower tier difficulties is definitely going to be worth it this week. Now personally, I feel like the easiest mode to farm will definitely be the Legend tier, but again, you'll need a fire team ahead of time to load into it. Legend is going to be at 1320 power, and the champions we have this week are going to be Unstoppable as well as Overload. For the champions this Nightfall, we have Unstoppable Abominations as well as Overload Chieftains. Now once you get into the Legend or higher difficulty, you will have Match Game as a modifier, so you'll need to make sure you have the right weapons to break shield. Now throughout the Nightfall, there's only going to be arc and solar shields, and they come from the chieftains. However, when you load into the strike at the very beginning, there is that small group of enemies right before the actual Nightfall starts, and there could be a void shield there as well. But you really only need to focus on having arc and solar shields that you need to break. Now next up, moving on to our champion mods for this season, we do have Overload. It comes in the form of bows or swords, and for Unstoppable we've got a few choices. You can use sidearms, pulse rifles, or fusion rifles. Personally, I would go with Overload Bow and Unstoppable Fusion Rifle as my recommendation. Now, as far as exotics go, we have a few options for the recommended champion mods that I mentioned. Really good bows that work here would be Trinity Ghoul or Tiku's Divination. Both of these exotic bows will take care of shields as well as Overload champions. And as far as fusion rifles go, the best, I think, in my opinion, for right now would definitely be Vex Mythoclast, 1000 Voices, or Telesto, as those are going to also help with breaking your solar shields as well as Unstoppable champions. Now another really good option you could use here, a couple actually, would be Divinity for Overload. Also, it's going to give you that increased DPS as you debuff champions and the boss. And you could also even use Devil's Ruin, as it's going to give you infinite ammo for Unstoppable champions as well. Now there is a ton more options you have for DPS as far as your build goes, but these are my recommendations as far as what exotics I would take into the Nightfall. So whether you're farming the lower tiers such as Adept or Hero, or even going for higher tier like Legend and even Grandmasters, these recommendations will definitely help you out. If you guys do manage to get a Plug One or an Uzume, let me know your best roll you've got so far in the comment section. I'm curious to hear about it. And if you enjoyed this guide and you want to check out more guides just like this one, remember to click subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to check out my other social medias such as TikTok, Twitch, or Twitter, be sure to check the links down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.